Hello everyone, welcome to the video review of Transformers Constructbots Ironhide, and there he is, right there on my little table of sorts. See who he is? Yes, I tilted the table down, and just pop that back into place. I'm going to scoot forward on my squeaky chair. Can't hear a squeak, you're lucky. And here we basically have Ironhide in his vehicle mode, which is what basically I like to call the Cybertronian attack car. And one thing, as you can see, he's very Cybertronian-esque. These for sure these Constructbots are not based off of Earth vehicles. In fact, I think the only Earth-ish based vehicle we have in the Constructbots line is Optimus, who is somewhat based off his Armada design, which I kind of like, kind of don't like. It's not Peter Cullen, basically. Yeah, you see we have his Cybertronian attack car mode. You see he has a giant battery ram on the front, and you see, like, one thing you can see right here. You see he has nice little headlights right here. Same thing on this side. Nice, pretty nice detail overall, because this is actually just like a kid's toy. This is basically like, it's basically like Cyberverse, but a little bit, it's like in between Cyberverse and the standard class figures. And I will just say this is around a Voyager class figure. I don't have any size comparisons today, so yeah. As you can see, I do have his gun on the top of the car. This actually kind of looks okay if you like just say, oh, it's Cybertronian. It can look however it wants. Sorry, my camera's being a little nubby. And yeah, you see his gun right up here. It is actually a nice silverish color. It is nice and silver. It's a nice Ironhide red on this overall. You see I have a nice little Autobot logo right here. And one thing I actually found out is that this is kind of resemblant of the Universe line. Sorry, I'm keeping this out of the shot a little bit more. It's like my camera is being a nub, as I said. It's being nubby. Nubby nub nub nub. There we go. Well. Nub! Anyway, yes, here we have him. Very Ironhide-esque red. As I said, this is somewhat of the harkens back to the Universe version, where you see electric, basically all spark blue windows on the front and back. Now, one thing I will say, it has windows molded in this section. Don't know if you can see that. Yeah, you see molded in windows, and these windows are apparently rolled down for some reason, and again, nice little details here and there. Yeah, you see it's like it's molded into where it has windows, yet it's not painted in there. I really don't mind that missing paint app, because once again, it's like this is Cybertronian-esque attack car, so yeah. And once again, you have the big battery ram on the front. You have a gun on top, very Cybertronian-esque. Very nice wheels. These things really look like they could go off-road, basically. I have this bit a little bit too tight. Oh, wait, no, this is just... Ah. How am I doing for my first review, guys? Yeah, I just need to adjust that. He has nice, free-spinning wheels. Very nice. He rolls very well. He does roll very well. He kind of reminds me of like an all-terrain vehicle, like an off-roader. One thing I will say, his hands are just sticking out there. He has visible hand syndrome, and while we're on VHS, pretty much the only VHS you new generation people know, because I grew up with it knowing as a movie player, but another VHS, he has visible head syndrome. Yeah, I kind of got that from MGO. I watched it a lot. Can't get out of it. Yeah, you see, his head is just right there. And one thing I'll say, again, the coloring on this guy is pretty good, pretty Ironhide-esque, because you get nice silver right here, here. Um, this is actually a nice gray, but it's a shiny gray, and it almost looks silver. This is silver. The hands are silver. Again, this are silver. The gun again is a nice silver. The white on the Autobot logo is really, really nice. It's actually like white. It's not off-white. It is white. Then you have nice little grays and dark grays all over the main skeleton. And again, a nice Ironhide red for the main body. And again, the electric blue, somewhat harkening back to Universe. So you see, you have the vehicle mode. Once again, Cybertronian attack car. It's very open in the back. And one thing I'll point out is in the Construct bots, this is basically the same transformation as Megatron, basically. And there, you basically have a red Megatron. You can be like all harkening back, somewhat referencing to Diaclone about the red Megatron, which wasn't Megatron yet, but it was still Megatron. So yeah, Cybertronian attack car. Very nice, nice details all over for a kid's toy. And yeah, this is like a kid's toy. This is basically a nice, it's kind of a combination of Creo and the actual figures. So you get to build it up and you get to mix and match them with the other Construct bots. Unfortunately, I only have Ironhide right here. So I cannot demonstrate the mix and match feature with the other Construct bots. But yeah, I think we're basically done in vehicle mode. I will say this, there are ports all over this figure. So you can arm this guy up to the teeth. And you can just kick all sorts of butt. All sorts of booty. Some booty. Deceptive booty. Oh, I'm so immature. Oh well, I don't care. I don't subscribe to the cultural norm. But yeah. Yay. It's pretty good. It's pretty good if you just think Cybertronian. Just think Cybertronian and you will be good. And that's basically what I like to think. I actually have some Cybertronian Autobots, so this can just fit in that little squad. He could be like their leader, considering he's the biggest Cybertronian Autobot I have. So yeah, first we want to get to transformation. Unlike the Creos, this thing, no parts forming unless you count the gun. The gun is basically mounting down on top and then taking off. Is basically the only parts forming you really have. The rest is just standard transforming like you're used to. So what you want to do first is we want to just take this, separate the front bumper, and just turn this around, angle these a little bit. And then what we want to do is we want to come back around here. We want to just take the arms, and they just unpeg from here, and they peg into this little port right here. If you can see that, getting some light, yeah, tabs into that little port right here. Same thing on this side, and this little gray section right here is holding these in by pegs on the ports on these sides. So basically what you want to do is you want to just unpeg those, and then what I like to do first is you want to just straighten the legs a little bit. Then what you want to do is you want to just turn this around and move this up, and this will just click into place, nice and locked. And yeah, then what you want to do is you want to just flip over the robot, and here you have basically attack mode, where this is like flipped over like a helmet, like a mask, and he has the wheel busters, which I like to call it. Like, if he's not using his gun, he can easily just be like using the wheels as like, kind of like how Optimus Prime did in Transformers Prime. I'm using the Ironhide accent, but Prime. So I can resist. Where you can use the wheels, basically just bash people's faces in and like cause some scarring on them, like Optimus did to Megatron in Transformers Prime, the Season 1 finale. Or Part 1 of the Season 1 finale. But anyway, off of my fan modes, I mean, it's not a Gerwalk mode, is it? But anyway, what you want to do is you want to just take the wheel and you want to just fold it up right here so it goes along the arm. You want to just click that right there, turn the hand, just straighten that out, and there you have his arm fully transformed. What you want to do on this side is basically the same exact thing. Just have the wheel out right here, fold down the hand, fold it out, straighten it out, kind of bend it at the elbows a little bit so it looks a bit more natural when he's transforming. And then for the legs, we basically already transformed them in already. You just want to like angle the feet out to where you like. And then what we want to do now is we want to just take this, we'll flip it down like so. You want to then just like fold it in on itself, and there we will basically, well, there you have his back, and it's a not very backpackish. The main kibble is in the arms, and you can actually easily just take those off. And then you see the Autobot symbol is actually in the small of his back. I'm not going to be immature and say, Autobot logo on his butt. But no, this is actually, right here is his butt. This is basically the small of his back. So this is basically right in between, probably where like his tailbone starts, if he had one. But yeah, this is basically like near the small of his back. What I like to do sometimes is actually just again, like, this is only parts forming if you want it to be parts forming. I don't think you want parts forming, but what I like to do is I like to either stick it on the shoulder or stick it on the chest. And just to be official, because this is how the instructions say to do it, we're going to stick it on the chest. So there we go. And then the last bit of transformation, the epic head reveal, is we basically want to just pop the chest forward, grab the head, rotate it out, cover the head with the chest. You want to just lock the chest back in place, angle the head out so you can see it, and there we have Constructbots Ironhide. Oh, my camera's crooked! Camera is crooked and very crooked indeed. But yeah, there we have Constructbots Ironhide. Now again, I will say this, the detail is pretty good for a kid's toy, because the Constructbots again are like, they're the in-between ground of the Creo, the Cyberverse, and the actual adult collector figures, the standard Deluxe and Voyager class figures. Again, nice detailing. There's some shoulders, nice Autobot logo. I like how all the spaces are picked out in white. Again, nice little ab section right here. Nice detailing on the arms, on the hands. Pretty cool. On the legs, the shin guards basically. And the wheels. The wheels are actually pretty cool. And the feet are like tiny little toes, little toesies for Optimus Prime. And then the head is basically just gorgeous. I just love this head, like, oh man, like just that smirk, that little smirk right there, it's awesome. And I love the silver on the face and the head. Like, this is just nice. This is actually a glossy, the glossy red on the head. Anyway, it's a very glossy red on the headpiece right here, and the silver is just amazing. Just amazing. It's kind of like the silver we got on Revenge of the Fallen Sideswipe. So yeah, that is just cool. And as you can see, he has the Allspark dash electric blue eyes, which are really, really cool. So yeah, there's detail. For articulation, he's actually pretty good for a kid's toy. His arms can move out and in. They can rotate a full 360 degrees. And the way these ball joints are is that they basically have a rubber substance on them. I think it actually is rubber. So that way, these things will not flop around. These ball joints will not flop around like on, like, oh, I don't know, RID Optimus and Beast Hunters Ultra Magnus. So yeah, basically the elbows are on nice clicky joints. So again, these things will not flop around. Um, the wrist is somewhat double jointed, so you have the nice clicky joint right here, and then you also have the nice ball joint right here. That does allow wrist rotation. Again, these things are like pretty good. The head is on a ball joint, so you can look all the way up. Squirrel! And then like you can rotate full 360, but again, like these ball joints are nice and stiff. So yeah. And then for the waist, he does have somewhat of a waist pivot, not a full swivel, but a pivot. So you can see nice little pivot, pivot, pivot. And then the thighs are basically on ball joints, so they can go all the way out. Do a perfect side thrust kick. Then once again, they can go back that much, and they can go forward pretty good. There's a nice 90-degree bend at the knee, again, clicky joint. And if you just want to, you can break his leg, basically. Then, the feet are on clicky joints, so they can go back and forward on those, but they're also ball joints, so you can get nice forward and backward movement. And also, oh, this is once again for you, Shardimus Prime, the beautiful ankle pivot that can snap off. Yes, but yeah, he has a nice ankle pivot right here. So yeah, and then I'm gonna bring in this gun because this gun is just awesome. Like this thing is pretty cool. As you can see, there are ports right here, here, and here to hold other weapons. Sadly, this is the only weapon Ironhide comes with, but I find it to be really cool. It sort of has like a blaster-ish rocket launcher feel, which is perfect for Ironhide. So yeah, and this is actually a 5mm. These basically all the ports and pegs on here are all 5mm. So you can basically give this to any of the current figures right now, like Deluxe, Voyager, maybe Leader class, depending on which we have. But basically, anything that has like a 5mm hand or ports all over its body, this can basically be held by them. So basically, Mech Tech, some Revenge of the Fallen, basically all the Prime stuff, the Prime Beastars and RID. And again, Ironhide can hold any 5mm weapon you want him to, and this gun can basically put those in. And what I like to do is I just like to put the gun in this hand. And one pose I really like is just bending the wrist at the click joint and the elbow all the way. And yeah, just turn the head, outstretch the arm. He's gonna punch you. You can like somewhat swivel the legs because of the ball joints. There is no leg swivel, no bicep swivel either. You basically just get the pivots of the ball joints, which is okay. I can deal with it. It's nice. And there basically we have Ironhide in his pose mode. I'm gonna move the camera off my lapel because that's basically where I've been holding it the entire time. And yeah, you just see right there the niceness of this figure, and this is just plain awesome. Do I recommend it? Yes. This could be for both collectors and kids alike. I guarantee both will like it. The gimmick of them being interchangeable is very nicely executed, especially on Ironhide. And yeah, very nice detail, nice color scheme, pretty good articulation for what it is. And that's basically all I have to say on this figure. I will say this is the box. Here's the box. One thing I was kind of afraid of is that it shows the shoulders are a little bit too outstretched. I think they're perfectly fine, because like, yeah, that's like perfect. Like the only worry I had is that the shoulders would be like too far out, like on the original Prime Ultra Magnus. So yeah, there is Transformers Constructbots Ironhide, and I think that is the camera back on my lapel. Oh look, there's my ceiling. My wall, basically it's the same thing, basically now. So yeah, there is ConstructBot's Ironhide, and yeah, I highly recommend this figure for both collectors and children. So yeah, that's all I have to basically say on the figure. It is pretty nice. I highly recommend this. And this is Random and the Awesome saying, stay random, stay awesome. Peace.